So yeah, as you can see, One Piece was released rather early this morning. It's around like 3:30 a.m. in the morning right now. So yeah, One Piece extremely early, which is a good thing. I mean, I just got done with editing my vlog and all that, and I was actually going to do the Crunchyroll Awards video, but then I saw One Piece is out thanks to a fellow Chiba posting on Twitter. I was like, oh shit, I'm going to go read some One Piece. It's been a while. I've been missing One Piece for the past couple weeks. Glad to have it back. So, I just want to state the obvious. There was a lot of parallels in this chapter of One Piece. You had the Little Garden parallels to the Impel Down parallels in this chapter. The Impel Down parallels is when Jinbei comes in, saves Nami and Luffy, and when they're trying to break out of like this prison, and a bunch of people that have been trapped in the book have escaped, and they're going to probably be helping out Jinbei and the Straw Hat crew. And then another reference, like a parallel, would be the scene to when Luffy and Nami managed to get out, and you see how they got out with fire, and you know how Nami's like, this feels very familiar. That's a reference to most likely to Little Garden with number 3. You know, Mr. 3, and how the candle and all that with the fire and stuff. Most likely, that was a reference towards that. So, Oda is showing some parallels with this chapter, and it's not something that we haven't seen done before. Oda tends to love using parallels and referencing to previous arcs and stuff, and showing similarities, and most likely that's what's going on here. But I do like the little nod to some of these little parallels. I mean, how Jinbei says, oh, we met each other in prison and Impel Down, and here we are right now, instead of you coming to save me, I'm saving you. And I just like the opposite part of that, the entirety of how this chapter works. So speaking of Jinbei is of much discussion. I talked a little bit about him in my previous chapter reviews, and I kind of want to focus on him first. So as we know, Jinbei, he had to spin the wheel and choose what he was going to lose, what he was going to give up to leave the island and leave Big Mom's crew. And from what we can see from this chapter, Jinbei clearly has his legs. Like, we know he has legs now. You can see in even multiple panels that he shows that he has legs. So he is not missing any limbs. He's not missing his hands or arms. He's not missing eyes or anything. So it seems like all of his limbs are still there. Any, I guess, external features of his body are still attached to him. And the only way there could be anything else that's missing from him on the outside of his body would have to be covered up by clothing. That's the only thing that could possibly be missing. So from what we can assume from the information we can gather from this chapter is that Jinbei most likely did give up his lifespan to leave Big Mom's crew. Now, the big question about this is how much life did Jinbei give up, if that really is what he gave up? I mean, he's not even going about talking to Luffy about it. He's worrying about escaping, which that's the pressing issue right now. I have a bad feeling that Jinbei, he has a lot of life removed from him right now. Like, there's a lot removed from him to where he might not have much time left. And I fear that if Jinbei might fear this as well. Jinbei fears if he's to say anything to Luffy, like, for instance, his lifespan is very short. Maybe he only has, like, a year or two to live. Or even if, you know, he has 10 years to live. Or regardless, just however time he has left, if his lifespan did get taken from him, Jinbei knows that Luffy would jump in trying to stop Big Mom. He knows Luffy's that type of person that would go up and face Big Mom just to save someone, and he knows that. He knows it after, you know, being with Luffy with the entire events with Ace and Impel Down. He knows how Luffy will react to this type of information. So I feel like Jinbei, he's hiding this information and not saying anything about it, because if he was to say anything about it, it would complicate the entirety of the issue. So this is what I'm worried about right now. If Jinbei really did give up his lifespan, and we're not being told, there must be a very, very good reason. For instance, besides, you know, not freaking out Luffy and forcing to fight Big Mom, I'm talking about Jinbei, he might not have much time left. I can see Oda doing something like this. I don't know if he will go down that route, because Oda loves doing a lot of surprises with his writing, but there is a potential possibility that if Jinbei did have his lifespan removed, he might die at the end of this arc, if Big Mom is not dealt with, or gives back his lifespan. I could see Jinbei supposedly dying, because, I mean, when you think about it, I mean, Jinbei wants to be, you know, he's going to be a part of the crew. He's already confirmed he will join the Straw Hats and all that. I could see Jinbei maybe dying. He could, you know, give up his life to save Sanji and save everybody to get him off the island, and he dies maybe while they get on the ship. Like, just imagine this. Just picture you're in the mind, right? Like, in your mind. You see the Straw Hat crew, they got Sanji and all that. They're selling off from the island. They're escaping from Big Mom and all that, and the Vinsmoke family. And on, the boat, you see it to where the Sun Pirates meet up, Jinbei talks to them, and then Jinbei reveals that he doesn't have much time to live, and then he, dies on the boat or whatever. He just succumbs to, what happened, his lack of lifespan, and he kills over. Something like that might be able to happen because of whatever's going on with Jinbei. We know he gave up something to Big Mom. Now, getting off of that topic, let's talk about the scenes with how Sanji's past was more revealed. More of it was revealed. We got more information to how this man, how he affected his mother's health. So, Sanji, he realizes now the reason why he is like he is, why he didn't start off like his other siblings, is thanks to what his mother did. Before he was being born, his mother took a drug and kind of altered his genetics in a way to where he could have emotions. Because the father, Judge, he wanted his children to be like machines, super soldiers, and not to really have any emotions at all. He just wanted them to be warriors to kick ass, kill people, and not really care at all about the well-being of others. That's how he felt about all of that. And there was a big dispute and an argument between Sanji's mother and father about what they want their children to be like. Obviously, Sanji's mother wanted Sanji or all of her kids to actually have emotions and not just be, brutes that just think about going out to kill people and have no emotions. And she took a drug, which in turn caused it to where Sanji had emotions, and he didn't start off anything like his other siblings, and it turned out to where he constantly got bullied throughout his childhood and made it to where his own family resented him and just cast him aside like he was a piece of garbage. So we kind of found out why Sanji is like he is. But at the exact same time, though, we realize it's thanks to the mother taking it upon herself to save Sanji as to why she died in the first place. So Sanji automatically, when he hears that, he's like, I'm responsible. It's thanks to me because of that. It's thanks to me she died. Why she was weak, why she was ill, why she was always laying in bed and all that, why she didn't get better. It's thanks to me. He even goes along to saying that. And I feel very bad for Sanji, because now this is something that just hit him full force right in the face. He now knows the truth of what happened to his mother, how she died, why she was sick, and why he is like he is. That's just a big shocker right then and there for him. Now he knows why he's so different, but also we know that Reiju as well, his sister, why she is different too. It's thanks to the drug that the mother took that altered some of the children, altered Reiju and altered Sanji, and that is why they have some form of emotions. The only thing is that Reiju, she's already been altered in a way to where she can't really go against Judge at all, so she can't really disobey him for the most part. So, it's mainly just Sanji that has his own free will, but his sister does not. But his sister does have emotions and does care. So this explains why Sanji's siblings, his family, are completely different. Why they don't seem to care about him, why they have no emotions, but why Reiju does and why he does as well. Now we know why. Now we know why she acts like she does and why he acts like he does. And Reiju, throughout the chapter, she tries to cheer up Sanji in a way to give him that spark back, that light that has been extinguished in the recent chapters, because so many things have happened to Sanji to where he no longer has any hope. He's just given up. And even that one scene in the rain when he just can't turn on the light anymore, it's because it's just over. He feels like he can't do nothing. He's cornered. And Reiju goes on to say, those handcuffs you have on right now, that's fine. Those handcuffs are fake, so you can leave, you can go. And what Reiju's trying to do, it makes sense. If we really do think about it right now, it's still the exact same situation that Sanji's still been in the entire time. It doesn't really change much. Even though the handcuffs are fake, it doesn't change the situation at hand. It doesn't change the situation with Sanji's foster father. That is a very big issue. Regardless if Sanji tries to break out and the handcuffs are fake and he manages to flee from the island, his foster father can get killed right then and there, just dead as hell. And so it's not something that the Straw Hat crew can actually deal with. This is something I've been mentioning constantly. So even though Sanji can use his hands to fight back, that does not change anything at all. So this is the main thing that's going to be playing a big part right now in this arc. Sanji, if he does nothing, everyone's going to die. But if he stands up, there might be some chance he could save some of his friends, the Straw Hat crew, and maybe his family. That is a very potential possibility. So Sanji has a choice right now. Does he just give up all hope and not want to fight back against Big Mom to save his foster father? Or does he want to fight back and risk his foster father's life to save his fellow crew members and his family? That is the big decision Sanji has to make right now. That's a very big decision. If he decides to go against Big Mom and the Vinsmoke family, his foster father's probably dead, just fucking dead. But if he, if he fights back, but if he, sits down, rolls over, and dies, his foster father might be completely fine. He'll get to live on, but Sanji and everybody else will die. So he has to make a big decision. It's like he's sacrificing someone to, I guess, save someone. That's what he's having to do right now. So what will Sanji choose? That is the question. So overall, this chapter of One Piece, a very good chapter, by the way, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. And FYI, if you're unaware, apparently we have a break next week. It said it at the end of the chapter on the, the right side. It says, no chapter next week, you will have a new chapter the week after. So, no chapter next week for One Piece. That fucking sucks. But, I mean, Oda needs his breaks. He puts a lot of work into One Piece. And, I mean, I'm willing to wait for quality content from Oda. So, I mean, if he needs his break, he needs his break. It just sucks. We're just now back from the holidays. One Piece is back with its first chapter. And then we're already on break again. So, no chapter next week. So, if you're expecting a chapter of One Piece next week, and you come around and you're wondering, like, where's the One Piece next week? There's not going to be a chapter, because it's on break. So yeah, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about this week's chapter of One Piece? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Please let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.